Well, g'day and welcome back again to Zhaoqing, and today we're going to take a little stroll down this path behind us here. We are right down the far eastern end of Duanzhou. There's a walking path. Apparently this goes all the way through to Dinghu, which would be quite a walk, but just give you a little look here. We're right down on the water's edge. You can see all the boats going past. So it looks like old ferries down here, which they don't really use anymore. There used to be a ferry crossing back up this way, but with this bridge being built, the other new bridge being built, they don't sort of use them anymore. Over this way is Duanzhou. So a while back we went far down the western end, about 15 kilometers from here down to the other end. We walked around the river around that end. And today we're going to go for a walk. I've never been down this path. I've been meaning to go for a look down here for a long time. So yeah, we're just going to go and have a little look at what we can see. Underneath here we've got a little bit of a stream coming out from up the city up this way. Down through here behind these mountains is Dinghu. And we're going to go for a little walk down that way and have a look. This is quite a popular little tourist walking area, or maybe even a local walking area. I had a friend, Peter, who used to live here. Haven't seen Peter for a long time. He went back to Australia and hasn't come back yet. I'm hoping he gets back here soon. But as we can see, quite a busy little waterway heading up towards Dinghu. And we're going to take a little stroll down here and see what we can see. I've been meaning to come down and go for a walk along here for a long time, but I've never got here. So it should be an interesting little look. Okay, everything there's in Chinese. The trick is to try and find some signs with some English on them. Again, all Chinese here. This looks like the actual walking path. So we're down here now, and then we can head right up. I think this will you can actually walk up to Dinghu mountain. But we're not going to go down that far. We're just going to take a little walk and see what we can see down here. It's called the Ancient Plank Road. Oh, we got a big gate up in front of us. Wow, that looks really good. So we can see as we walk down along the river here, we can see we've got mountains on our left and then mountains over on our right as well. There is one of these mountains over here. You can actually climb up. They've actually got pathways up there, but I haven't found it yet. I was going to go up there with a couple of students a while back, but it ended up raining and we didn't make it. So I haven't been over there yet. That's if we look back, over the river we have Gaoyao way back over there. It's all these buildings here in front of us. I don't know how well we can zoom in on these. These are all brand new. All that area out there, sort of the eastern end of Gaoyao, is starting to be developed. I'll have a look back there in a couple of years' time and it'll probably look totally different. It's all happened so quick here. So yeah, I've been told about this walk, but I've never actually made it. So yeah, I'm looking forward to getting down here and seeing what we can see. This gorgeous gate. This looks absolutely stunning. Really nice. Absolutely beautiful. And then over here we have another map of the area. And again, everything's in Chinese, but carved into this rock. It's absolutely, it's beautiful. So we can see each of the mountain peaks up here. I'm guessing that's what they'd be. And then various tourist places. So we've got a number of toilets along the way as we go. Looks like there might be a couple of coffee places. Okay, so here we have, looks like a coffee place. I don't know what that symbol would be. Toilets. I'm not sure about that one. Maybe a baby changing area or something like that. So we'll go for a little wander, see what we can see through here, see if we can come across any signs in English. that'll give us some idea of what we're looking at. More signage, general layout. Okay, so we've got one little piece of English, but not much else. Oh, and here we've got a big board here with some pictures and stuff of the way around. Looks really good, and then this huge big map on a photo. Looks spectacular. So normally to get out to Dinghu we drive right the way around this road up the top here, right around this mountain. So this is going to take us straight through. Got any idea? Just trying to see if we've got any idea of distance. Okay, so 400 meters, so looking probably a 4 or 5 kilometer walk through here by the look of it. And there's a heap of other stuff here. We'll go and see how much of this stuff we can actually see on our way through. So mountain right up to the edge of the river here. Looks absolutely spectacular. Oh, and we've got China Forest Fire Management. So this will be, if there's a fire, they'll have alarms. As you had a fire go up through the left-hand side of, here we go. There are many snakes and other wild animals in the park. Please pay attention to personal safety. Please do well in personal protection to avoid bee and mosquito bites. We'll definitely do that. Hello.
Hello. 用火的放出来哦。那个。
Ah.
出来就拿啊。
All good.
出来就拿啊。
Cheers. Okay, so they're taking the cigarette lighters off there. No smoking in here. So we actually had a fire up on the sort of back behind us on this mountain a couple of years ago, which got a whole lot of attention. People were saying it's a huge fire, and I just think back to the Australian fires that we have every year, and really it was a scrub fire. It wasn't anything really big, but I think by Chinese standards it was big enough to cause them great concern. They're probably not used to having fires like what we have in Australia. Yeah, a lot of Australian trees filled with eucalyptus oil and stuff like that, and they burn. They really burn. Whereas here, look at this view. This is just, it is absolutely gorgeous. What a lovely walk. Why haven't I been out here before? Yeah, so the sort of backside of the mountain from where we are now. I think they've got rid of all the blackness now, but it was just all black for quite some time. They took probably a whole day to put the fire out. I don't know if they had any aerial units. It was all just firefighters, but they seemed to keep it under control pretty well. They did evacuate a few apartment buildings, I believe. The apartment buildings that were down sort of nearby. Wow, look at all these boats in front of us. We'll get up on these steps up here. So the river really narrows down here. It's probably only maybe 400 or 500 meters wide. Whereas you get back out this way, it widens right out. Really wide river, but in here, much narrower. A lot of boats heading through here, so it'll be a busy little channel. So there's snakes and stuff in here. I don't know that we'll see any snakes at this time of year. It's still a little bit early maybe, but we live in hope. I'd love to come across some snakes. Love to come across any kind of wildlife. There's not much around here. Being super close to the city, there's not many wild animals around there. I think they get away from the humans. More signage up the side here. I can't tell what it's saying. One thing we are looking at is we're actually looking at buying the DJI Pocket 3 camera very soon. At the moment I'm filming on my phone with a gimbal, and once we get the Pocket 3 I'll actually be able to keep my phone separate, and when we come across signs like that I'll actually be able to use my phone to translate as we're going, because that'll make life much easier. I can't sort of stop filming and take my phone off and open the translator and everything and do all that while I'm filming. So yeah, it's a bit inconvenient at the moment, but we are slowly making improvements. We will get there. We will get there soon. Wow, this is such a nice walk. Apart from the sound of them boats, I don't know if the microphone is picking that up or not, but the sound of them slow pumping diesel engines in the background. You probably can't hear it. These microphones are pretty good, but other than that, such a peaceful walk. And the views, wow, it's amazing. Right on the side of the city, and look at this, we're out into the wilderness. It's absolutely spectacular. We've got a bit of a square area up here, bit of a rest area maybe. Looks like a bit of a path going up the hill. Oh, here we go. We have got some English stuff here. So, ancient mark, Bruise Cliff stone carving. But I don't know if them arrows mean keep following this way or up this path. Might take a little stroll up here. Oh, here we go. So we've walked 1 kilometre at this point. So we'll take a little stroll up here, see what we can see up in here. There's a few of these little trolleys here. A lot of people carrying water bottles. Oh, there's people actually filling up water bottles from the mountain stream there. Oh, well, that's cool. So they're actually coming up to get some fresh mountain water. Here we go. So yeah, there's water flowing down off the mountain. Fresh mountain water for your water bottles at home. Absolutely beautiful idea. Okay, looks like this is just walking paths. I can't see any sign of anything being up here. So we'll head back down to the main path and go and see what we've got further up the road. So yeah, you wouldn't want to drink the water from the river, but coming down off the mountain there, it's probably beautiful and fresh water. Oh, we see more. See, I saw a lot of people carting those trolleys in here. I didn't even notice that the water bottles were empty. So it's obviously a popular spot to come and get fresh water. It's yeah, I might even on the way back, might even duck back in there and go and grab a handful of water and just give it a try, see what it's like, see how it tastes. Okay, what else can we find along the way? No trespassing, staff only, so this must be access for firefighters and people looking after the park. And he'd be one of those people now. All these bamboo groves, I do love these. Bamboo is such an amazing plant, they use it for so much here. I love when you see building work and all the scaffolding's done with bamboo. Just tied together. It's absolutely outstanding looking thing. Really nice. So all sorts of plants here. Big fir tree up above us here. Some sort of pine. Such a yeah, if they could shut them boats off, it'd be such a beautiful walk. Peaceful. I can hear birds singing as well. Quite a few butterflies flying around. Not a good enough camera, I'm not going to be able to get hold of that. Get hold of them, but yeah, quite a bit of birds singing, butterflies. We're looking for snakes. I want to see a snake. Probably won't see any. There's too many people walking up and down the path. I imagine snakes keep well away from the people. Okay, it looks like we have another big rest area up here in front of us. Oh, we've got toilets over here to our left. And then big rest and chill out area. This lovely pavilion. That's beautiful. Oh, look at these, some sort of fruit growing off of these trees here. I don't know what this is. They look like tiny apples. But I'm not sure what they are. There's stacks of them. Look up on this branch up here. Heaps of them growing. I don't know what they are.
Hello.
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 A couple of guys sat down there eating their peanuts, having a rest. Right, up the steps we go and around the corner. See what we've got next. Oh, we've got, looks like a lighthouse up in front of us. Just to guide the boats on their way through at night time. So yeah, we can see solar panels up on the top, so all solar powered. And we can see over the other side lots of markers as well for the boats. And there's still plenty of boats heading their way through, plenty heading back towards us. One overtaking another as we speak. So another thing I actually want to do, what do we got up here? We got some net. Oh, this will be to catch. We've got netting up here. I don't know how well you can see that. We've got netting up here, which will be to catch falling rocks and the like. So let's try and zoom in on this. So big. It's quite heavy gauge. Looks like from here, 15-16 mil cable made into netting, just to protect from falling rocks and stuff off the top of the mountain, which, yeah, it's a long way up. So You really don't want rocks falling down on your head from up there. Wow, and that's still going. It's quite a long piece of netting there. So these all look like fir trees up in front of us going up the mountain. It's a very, very nice walk. It's very pleasant. God, I wish I'd done this earlier. Might actually have to come back another day. I'm not going to do it today because that'll keep you occupied for way too long. We'll come back another day and actually do a walk right the way through to Dinghu. No filming, just go for a walk. And I was saying, yeah, Frankel's dad, before he retired, actually used to drive these boats up and down the river. And I'm going to get in touch with Frankel. Next time I chat to him, actually, I'm going to try and remember to have a talk to him about this. Find out if his dad still knows any of the guys who run any of these boats, and see if we can actually do a trip one day up the river, go and watch them, film them loading the boat, film them taking their load up the river, go and have a look around the boat while they're sailing, and then watch the unloading process as well. I think it'd be really interesting. Oh, there's a little bit of wave action down here from the boat, from the bow waves, and it stopped just like that. It's all very rocky shores, not much in the way of anything happening now. Oh, looks like we've got a boat down here actually loading up something. So we might actually, we try and get up that far to where they are and have a look at what they're loading. Actually, it looks like just around the corner there might be another loading area as well. So they're digging up some sort of rocks for use in whatever they use it for, construction or road work or whatever else they use rock for. Actually, some of it might even be digging up the inkstone stuff for the inkstone people who do all that wonderful art stuff that we saw back in the video about the inkstone village. Oh, we got another of these big, huge, big solid nets up here to stop falling objects. It's yeah, that's a really, really solid net. That'd catch some fairly sizable boulders in the lake. Just as we're walking past, I'm just having a look up there to see if there's actually any big rocks or anything caught in the net, but I can't see anything. Actually, while we're walking along here, I might address a comment that I got on a video that we had an interesting discussion about this topic. It was on the video where we talked about the social credit system here in China. And a guy, obviously, well, maybe not obviously, I think he's Chinese, sort of lives in China. Well, the comments that he made it sound like he lived in China, made him sound Chinese. And he mentioned that there is no social credit, like the term social credit system in China means nothing, like it doesn't actually exist. It's a term made up largely in the West. I have heard, someone did comment that the term actually came from Taiwan. It was part of a Taiwan sort of smear thing to, you know, badmouth China. And we had an interesting discussion. He was telling me that I shouldn't call it the social credit system. And I kind of agree with him. He is right. It doesn't actually exist as it's portrayed in the West. But I tried to explain to him, and I can't remember the name of this guy, but if you do watch this video and you hear me talking about this, this is what I was trying to get across, is that when I'm talking about the social credit system, now I know that in China, you say social credit system to people and they go, huh, what are you talking about? I actually talked to my students. I asked a couple of my students about what do they think of the social credit system, and they just looked at me blank going, huh, what do you mean? What are you talking about? And again, they have no idea. Here's more of this water being collected down off the mountain. Fresh water, beautiful. So, yeah, really in China, unless people follow Western media, most people in China have no idea what you're talking about when you say social credit system. So yes, it doesn't exist here. And his idea was I shouldn't even use that term. And what I was trying to explain to him was, yes, if I was making a video for a Chinese audience, I probably wouldn't use that term except in reference to saying this is what people in the West think. But when I'm talking to Western people, and you're talking to people who might actually believe this stuff, you have to talk in language that they're going to understand, because if I call it something else, if I don't call it what people recognize it as, even if what they recognize as is wrong, if I don't use that term, the people who believe that stuff are going to think I'm talking about something else. So I don't know if maybe I could have maybe should have explained that a little bit better. Oh wow, look, we've got old steps going up the hill here. Don't know where that goes up to. Just trying to see through the trees if I can see anything up there to... No, we'll carry on. We're not going to go zipping off side roads too much. Oh, we've got another big rest area here. So yeah, at the moment, like making videos for YouTube, I have to use terminology that some sort of plaque here again, all Chinese, no idea what they're saying. I have to use terminology that people are going to understand and are going, not only understand, but are going to relate to when I'm talking about the so-called social credit system, which I'm still going to call it that because that's what my videos are aimed at, a Western audience. I am sort of looking into doing videos as well for Chinese social media, but where videos here I'm sort of talking to a Western audience, the ones I want to do for Chinese social media will be more aimed sort of at a Chinese audience and sort of looking at things from a slightly different angle. So it'll be more about how a foreigner sees China rather than showing you what I see in China. It's a subtle difference, but I'm still processing things in my mind to see exactly how I want to do that. And it also means a lot more work. It means subtitling things, getting subtitles translated, all that sort of stuff. So it's a much, much bigger task. But also, I think it might be good for Chinese people to see a Western perspective of their country. It might open their eyes and go, oh wow, we actually do have some really good stuff here. This gully right up into the top of the mountain, that's gorgeous. So yeah, just looking at things from a slightly different angle. I haven't actually had a look around on Chinese social media yet to have a look at what other foreigners are doing, that sort of thing. And maybe some of them are just using the same videos they use for YouTube, putting the same thing on Chinese social media, but I actually want to frame things a little bit differently, just to give a slightly different perspective for a Chinese audience. So yeah, I'm still sort of umming and ahhing about that one and what we want to do with it. But yeah, it's another little project I'm sort of contemplating and looking at how I want to work it. I probably spend too much time thinking about it. I should just probably get off my ass and go and do it. But I do want to do it right and do it justice. And do this place justice, because it's such a wonderful place. Another reason to do that for a Chinese audience is also, I speak to people who have lived in Zhaoqing all their lives. And, you know, a lot of them will say things like, oh, Zhaoqing's so boring. But then I started to say, well, no, there's so much to do. You know, there's so many things to see. And I think a lot of it's partly sort of just being complacent about where you live. And yeah, I could say the same thing about my hometown, Albany. Yeah, for me, probably a little bit boring at times, but for a foreigner, even a visitor, hello, even from a visitor from another part of Australia, to be a wonderful, wonderful place, lots to do. So more empty water bottles there on their way down to get water. So it is a very, very popular thing by the look of it. So yeah, it'd be nice to show you some of the locals from here a little bit more of their city and show them things that maybe they don't see because they just drive past and don't take the time to actually look around and go, wow. Okay, we've got a Mao Tao pit, Shebaini pit. Not sure what either of those mean. But we've got this boat loading up just here on our right. Just seen a cart coming down with a load of wood. So they're actually cutting wood down up on the mountain somewhere. And they're loading the timber into the boats here for use with whatever they use it for. So big crane. Okay, so they got a crane on a barge. So obviously, depending on where they are, where they're cutting down timber, they obviously move this barge up and down the river, and then you see them bringing a load of timber into the boat for use with whatever they use timber for. Might be making furniture, doing for building work. I don't know, what else do you use timber for? Lots of things. Okay, up here we have the Baipo belt, toilet, Shanglongmen. So, pit up here, I think this must be, oh, we're going to have a little squiz up here, see what they've got. So I don't know what this pit is, but more toilets here on the left. So there's plenty of toilets along the way here. Okay, here's our general layout again. And then, what was that? It says 600 meters. So we might get up to the top of here. Oh, so we have a viewing platform up here. Ship Plank Road, Inkstone landscape, okay, and an overflow dam. And here's some of the animals we might see along the way. I'm not going to hold my breath. Oh, I'd love to see these. I don't know what they are. They look sort of like goats. I'd love to see some of them. So, up the mountain, and we'll go and have a look up here, see what we've got And that might be the end of this video because it's a long way. There's more fresh water coming down the mountain here. Oh, what a beautiful spot. So we've got the sounds of crickets, the sound of running water. I don't know how well the microphone is picking any of that up, but it's beautiful. And away from those motors of the boats going past, getting away from that drone. Absolutely gorgeous. Okay, so we're here. Looks like we're heading up to this point. Hey. Which from that sign at the bottom I think was 600 meters up. So not too far. We're just following this water all the way up the hill. These rocks all covered in moss. Gorgeous. So I wonder, no, they don't feel like they'd be the things they use for inkstone. We're going to sit down just for a minute, have a drink. Hey. Oh. This tripod leg's out. Okay. Oh. Okay. Turn that tracking off. All right, let's get a drink out of this bag. Whee. Hopefully this will be our last stretch before we find ourselves at the top. Hurry, because I have batteries getting low. What's that? Oh, the gimbal battery's getting low. We might, where did I put my battery? In here. What we might do is put you on there, plug the battery into the gimbal. Okay, and that's charging. Oh. Okay. What the hell am I doing? Whew. Oh. I need to shave this hair off to keep my head cool. Goodness me. Okay. Let's carry on our way. Get ourselves up to the top of these steps here and see what we've got up here. I'm interested in this viewing platform they mentioned. I hope they've got a really good spot where we can get a good 360 view right the way around the city, even down onto Dinghu. It'd be nice to give you a really good look around. Okay, onto the wooden steps. Hey. Oh, and then they narrow. They're a little bit shallower here. Longer, smaller steps. Oh. And that's the end of that. There's still more steps to go. Okay. Keep on keeping on, Scotty boy. Just like a path now. It's just, hey, climbing stuff. Not even steps as such. Oh, and it looks like this is the end of the road. Well, okay, sit down. That's hard work getting all this way. So we're going to call that quits there. Hey, we are going to head back to the electric bike, go for a ride back home without expending any energy. Well, not my energy anyway. So if you've enjoyed that little stroll and that little chin wag, hit that like button. It'll help me to recover, promise. Subscribe to the channel to see more of life here in China. Share with friends. If you know anyone who might be interested in learning about life here, share with friends. If you have any questions, comments, hit us up in the comment section. If you get any ideas for videos that you'd like to see, again, hit us up in the comment section down there. Give us some ideas. Tell us what you want to learn about. Like I said earlier when we were doing the Xinjiang Xinjiang video, I've got a video in the process on the education system here. We have a video coming up on the 12345 telephone line, helpline. A lot of people call it a complaint line. It's not really a complaint line, although they do take lots of complaints. It is really a helpline. It's not just for complaints. So yeah, we're actually hoping to get into their office and actually have a look around their facility and see how it all works. So that'll be really interesting. Get yourself subscribed to see that one. If you have other things you'd like to see, things maybe you've heard about China and you'd like some clarification or to see what people are talking about, hit us up in the comment section. If you want to learn about history or the culture or day-to-day life or whatever, any subject, I'm open to cover just about any subject, because while you can learn from watching some of these videos, hopefully, I also learn making them. I don't claim to be a China expert. I don't claim to have any greater knowledge than anybody else. The only thing I have is a bit of experience, and I'm still learning every day. I still have preconceived ideas in my head from before I came to China that I've got rid of most of them, but there's still a few that still sort of hang around a little bit that I know I shouldn't still hold on to them, but I still do for some reason. So yeah, I'm still learning. Hopefully you can learn. For Chinese people, if there's Chinese people watching, if I've said anything wrong, or if I've made a mistake, or if something that we do here in Jiaqing or in Guangdong is different from how things are done in your province or your city, hit us up in the comment section. Let us know how things. It's another thing that really interests me that I'm trying to learn more about, is different regions and the different ways people do things. That's really, really interesting. So yeah, any of that sort of stuff, hit us up in the comment section. I'm going to have a drink, head back down the hill and back to the electric bike. So thanks for coming for a walk with us, everybody. I'll see you all in the next one. Cheers.